Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Stamper Podcast, another edition. Welcome, everyone. I have a very special guest in the building. Before I go on, we have Maile Collmer in the building, business coach with Incentive, uh, with a certified networker. Before I let you go, Miley, I have to say this. First of all, thank you for being on here today. I have to extend my appreciation to you because when I joined Certified Networker, I had no idea on how to network in general, just how to build relationships and things of that nature. And fast forward, that was what, 3 years ago when I first started?
Something
That was
like that. Yeah.
yeah, yes, in 2020, right? Man, time
Yeah.
flies. But man, since that time, I feel like I've gotten so much better as just a networker, just knowing who's my ideal client, how to add value, how to build those relationships. And I just wanted to get you on here because what you teach and all the things that you taught me, I believe is extremely valuable, especially from an audience of notaries where our business is just like real estate and any other business. It's a relationship business. And a lot of times you have to build your network before you build momentum. So again, we have Maile Collmer. Thank you for being here today. First things first, how are you doing?
Thank you, Rafael. I'm doing great. I love doing these types of podcast interviews, especially with someone as special to me as you are, Rafael. I love the relationship we've built and seeing you grow. And, your experience is it's not unusual. Most people hear that they're supposed to network and they go out and they dabble in it. But most people don't know actually the strategies behind it and how to make it super effective for their business. And so that's where I come in and help people really get a strategy that's going to help them in their business
Right.
and actually create results that they want from networking. And the cool thing is, it's an absolutely learnable skill, right? You don't have to know everything day one. You don't have to be a natural networker, as they say, or even, super outgoing. You just need to want to know people and want to help people. And then we can create a strategy from there.
Yeah, and I think you touched a very important piece. Is just having a strategy. I would say in the early beginning, really didn't have a clue. Like I feel like I'm a people person. I know how to connect with people. I know how to talk. I feel like I feel like I build great rapport with people, but I just didn't know how to convert that into business or just converting that into building in just building relationships in general. So for you, I think when you came in, just to my professional career and just my life in general, I started to get more clarity on how to be a better networker and just be a professional at it. So we're gonna get right into it. So first things first, I mean, just talking about networking, just referrals and everything, things of that nature. Just talk about what pushed you to decide to go into this. What pushed you into becoming a business coach to focus on helping business owners and entrepreneurs with getting better at networking.
Because I needed to do it for myself. So out of college, I went right into residential real estate sales. I was a realtor, was my first career. And I did that for 20 years. I was a realtor for 20 years. And when you're in that type of business, you're always looking for clients. And of course, I started out super young. The average age of a realtor when I became a realtor was something like, I don't know, 56 or something, which was, more than twice my age. And
Right.
so, like when I started, I was in my, early 20s. And most people come into that career as their second, third, fourth career, and they already have a sphere of influence. They already know people. And of course, I knew people, but a lot of my friends were still in college or just out of college. And when I called them, because one of the things they tell you in sales is tell all your friends and family that you're in business. So I'm calling all my friends who are either still in college or just out of college saying, hey, you want to buy or sell a house? And they pretty much laughed at me because that's takes a little bit of doing to get to that point
Right.
here in California. So, someone told me, hey, you should go network, and then you can expand your network and know more people and have a wider reach and be able to get more clients. And so when I went out networking, I remember, walking into that super busy Chamber of Commerce mixer
Yep.
and having some butterflies because, naturally, I'm naturally introverted and naturally shy. And I always remember, when I was a kid, we moved from Hawaii to California. And I'll always remember having to start in that new school and all the butterflies in my stomach and feeling alone and like an outsider and not sure how to connect with everyone. And, I had some of those same butterflies when I walked into that networking event. But one of the things that brought me out of my shyness was I got involved in a lot of groups and teams.
Mhm.
And actually in college, I was in a performing arts group and we toured all over the US and Canada and Europe. And I performed in front of like tens of thousands of people at a time, stadiums full of people. And what I learned is when I teamed up with other people who had similar goals and similar values, similar work ethic, I could go further than I ever imagined on my own. So when I walked into that Chamber of Commerce mixer and I started meeting people, I met these great business people, people I could connect with, I could collaborate with, we could refer each other business. And I had this idea, you know what? I can build my business team just like I had my dance team and my debate team, and we can help each other. And so that's how I decided to grow my real estate business. And I studied everything I could about it. I got coaches, all those things. And that's what I fell in love with was the business development piece because it was through relationships and referrals and it was so rewarding to help other people. And so, people started asking me to talk at their networking groups and share what I was doing. And then I got approached to become an owner in Incentive and actually do it as my business. And I just absolutely, absolutely love helping other people enjoy that process. So the referral systems that I teach today are what took me to the top 5% of realtors here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So that's the
That's
long and the short of it, Rafael.
That's impressive. You touched on something that was very important again, the relationship building aspect. Now, in the current world that we in today, I mean, every time you look up, it's a new marketing strategy that's being promoted, like, that's being put in front of you, whether if it's cold emails, whether if it's sending out direct mail, things of that nature. Now, early on in your real estate, early on in your real estate career, now, as far as networking, was that like your main like your core marketing strategy that you were leveraging in the beginning? Did you dibble and dabble with any other thing like Google or postcards and things of that nature?
Okay, well, Rafael, not to date myself, but when I got into the real estate business, it was in the 90s.
Okay.
So Google wasn't omnipresent like it is today. I did learn cold calling, and it was before the do not call list. It was before it was before everyone had cell phones.
Yeah.
So yes, now I just really dated myself, but it was on that cusp. And right, after I got in the business, the dot-com boom happened and then the bust and all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
But I learned door knocking and cold calling, which they still teach today, which
Mhm.
is still relevant. I also did direct mail campaigns and all of that. And back in the day, they used to have these real estate magazines that you would see in the supermarket. You'd see in the supermarket stands, they'd have real estate magazines. People would look at those magazines and they would call the real estate office to get more information about the houses. So that was one of the ways I got started in the business. Now, of course, that's not how it works today. So and it's important to stay relevant and to know what marketing vehicles are out there. And
Yes.
one of the things that's super powerful is when you pair your relationship marketing, your referral marketing, your word of mouth marketing,
Mhm.
and the other marketing tools that are out there, like social media, like Google, like Facebook, and still do it direct mail and all of those different ways to get the word out about our business. When we have that word of mouth working with us, it's going to make those other marketing strategies even more powerful.
Interesting. So you're saying the word of mouth, obviously word of mouth is, I would say, is the best form of marketing, right? Because when people talk highly of your business, that the referrals come in, right? So for the new,
And it's the most affordable. It's the lowest cost, right? It's lowest cost of new client acquisition is referral marketing. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, in our current world now, where we're all home, most people
Mm-hmm.
don't want to go outside. They much rather stay on social media, much rather send you a text message or just send you a phone call in general. Can you talk about the importance for business owners and just entrepreneurs, why they need to go outside? Just go outside in general and just go out and meet new people, and the benefits that come with actually doing that. Because I could talk to you via YouTube through these social media platforms, and you could sort of build. So you can, if people can see you, there's some type of stress. There's some trust that will be set up in a sense because we can actually see your face, but it's nothing like that in-person experience where you actually get to feel the energy, the body language, all the things that come with that. Can you talk about why it's important for, just like I said, entrepreneurs and business owners to actually go outside, actually go meet new people in person, and to reap those benefits of actually doing those things?
Well, would you like quicker results? Would you like your results to happen faster and get higher quality? And because it's easier to build a deeper level of trust when you've met someone, you look them in the eye, you've shaken their hand, and you see how they interact with other people in the real world. And you find more commonalities. So being in person can help get that relationship faster and create those deeper relationships. And the deeper level of trust, the higher quality the referral business. And it's surprising who you meet when you're out and about. And people are out and about. I've been doing a lot of in-person speaking and networking, and people are excited to see each other. We have a human need to connect with other humans. And so it is very satisfying to be able to be in that environment with other people. And we learn so much from each other as well. It's not just about getting business, but it's also becoming a sharper minded business owner and knowing what's happening in your local marketplace by talking to other business owners and hearing what is happening out there in the world, and getting a wider perspective on the marketplace, on the local community, as well as the worldwide community. You can learn a lot from each other. When you are online, it can be a very direct conversation, and you can create great relationships virtually. But when you're in person, you get the benefit of what I call spontaneous conversations, those spontaneous moments where you're just like next to someone and you have a side conversation, and then all of a sudden you have something incredible, that an idea or a connection or a business opportunity that happens because you showed up.
I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, man, just meeting new people in general has done wonders for my business. I mean, as of late, like I said, I would say probably since middle of last year where things started to really open up,
Mm-hmm.
I've been taking advantage of those in-person opportunities just because we had a stretch for a year or so where not many people were outside. Not many people had too many events going on. So to actually see the world actually opening up now, and to be able to see actual people actually coming outside and just promoting their business and just want to just have those conversations in general, man, it's just like a boost of energy that's given to you right in your business. So I want to transition on. I want to talk about certified networker again, because
Okay.
certified networker is an unbelievable program. Prior to joining that program, I didn't even know those type of programs exist where they actually teach you how to be a networker,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my previous experiences with those type of not even programs, but just networking in general would be, let's say if I get invited to a local chamber of commerce meeting, or I may have gotten invited to a local BNI meeting, I would attend these events, but I would just go. I would just show up. I wasn't really intentional. I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
have a plan in place as far as the type of person who I want to connect with, the type of people that I'm looking for in general. I would pretty much just show up and just work myself around the room, just learn about what you do, and that was that. And there wasn't a follow up process in place. Because normally when you do, now that I know, when you do go to these events, you meet the person that you want to talk to. Obviously, you establish that relationship there, get the information, then you want to follow up, right? But I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
doing those things previously. I felt like I was a little bit all over the place in a sense. Then when I did join the program, everything initially, and I think we talked about this last week as well, it didn't click right away. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, you're getting bombarded with so much information on things that you can, things that you should do, things that you shouldn't do, and you're just trying to process everything, right? But then, like I said, fast forward 2 to 3 years later, it all starts to click and it's starting to make sense. And so the question I have for you is, I know what certified networking has done for me, but can you just to tell the audience in general, for a person that's a new entrepreneur or just a seasoned business owner in general that's looking to be better at networking, how joining the program to be a benefit to them in their business?
Absolutely. So, yeah, my it's interesting because I do attract newer networkers, but I will tell you, I have a ton of experienced networkers in my program because they understand the value.
Hmm.
And when we do networking and referral marketing, it is a strategy, right? We're doing it for a purpose. We want to grow our business. We want to get more clients. We want to get better clients. We want to get higher paying clients. We want those clients that value us. So we're really looking at it as a strategy for business development for our business. When we do any kind of marketing strategy, we need to know what is our message, who is our audience, what are our specific strategies that we're going to use to get the result that we want. So in Certified Networker, we have a comprehensive workbook. It's almost 200 pages because it takes everyone through that process of all the pieces, not just who you need to meet and how to develop those relationships, which is, of course, a key part of it, but also what is our strategy, what is our message, and who do we really want to be, serving as our clients. So we need to know all of those things so we can create a strategy around it that gets us what we want, the results that we desire. Sure, you can do the, throw the spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks. But that's, if you've got all the time and money in the world, you can use that strategy. Most of us have limited time, and we need to get our results, and we need to do it effectively and efficiently. And that's what Certified Networker helps us do. It helps us, create a focus and a strategy that's going to get us the results. And the great thing is, a lot of the activities that we do are enjoyable. So sometimes when we're doing business development activities, like if you think about cold calling or door knocking or direct prospecting, we're like, oh, do I really want to do that? But the great thing about doing business to relationship and referral is you get to build relationship with people who you want to build relationship with. You get to select and team up and have them helping promote you and your business and creating those awesome advocates that are out there spreading the word and bringing clients to you. And you get to help other people and helping other people and giving them opportunities and giving them business and supporting them feels really, really great. So the activities that we're doing, we're building habits along the way, right? Because anytime you want success, we need to embody what successful people do in the being as well as the doing. And those are these activities. So we work on these activities consistently over time to get us the results with a specific strategy.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, those activities, like I said in the beginning, I was like, why is she having to do this? I'm not understanding this, right? Because because I think for me, when I first got into just sales in general, transitioning from working a 9 to 5 into working in sales, you want those guaranteed results, right? You want instant gratification, right? And that's not typically how it works, right? But I think that the best part about your program is you're not all over the place, right? You have a specific set of principles and rules that we should follow, right? And we're going to keep touching on those specific principles over and over and over again to the point where it's second nature to us, right? We don't even got to think twice about if we have an ideal person that we want to do business with. We need to find out who's our ideal client, who's our ideal referral partners. How can I, whenever if I do have a potential opportunity, a potential client for you, how should I properly introduce you, right? Also, the big piece that you touch on as well is pre-selling, right? So whenever you get a referral, it's not so I don't want to send you a referral where it's like, hey, here's someone who may need your services. Here's their phone, here's their information. Follow up with them, right? Those tend to be a little bit cold, as opposed to saying, hey, I'll use me for example. Hey, I have a person that's a notary that needs your services. They say they need X, Y, and Z, and I thought you were the perfect person to think of because this is this is a field that you specialize in. They're already ready. I've already spoke highly of you. They're already expecting your call. This is their information. Reach out to them as soon as possible. So those warm referrals are much better than, like I said, as opposed to, hey, I got someone who could potentially use your services. Just tell me how it goes, right? So I think that's very important about your program. I think I should have asked this earlier, but what was that aha moment for you where you say, oh, this networking referral marketing strategy actually works. This is something I need to double down on and continue to do more of this.
It's when you see the possibility. I've been doing this so long, but it's really when sometimes we walk into a room and a networking event, and maybe there's like only 8 people. When we have the mindset of referral marketing versus prospecting, we see a greater opportunity. So someone might walk into a room of 8 people and go, there's only 8 people here. But it's not just the 8 people in the room. It's all those connections that all those people know, because each person on average has a sphere of influence of 250 people. And how many of us have way more Facebook friends and LinkedIn connections than 250?
Yep.
So the possibility is exponential. When we walk into that room and we know that we are not selling to the room, we are selling through the room, because we want the people inside the room to connect us to people who are outside the room that they already know and have relationship with. So now it's 8 times 250 plus, right? The opportunity is exponential. And when you can develop key relationships who refer you over and over and over, it's incredible. So when I was in real estate, one of my referral partners, he's my business attorney now. He was a real estate attorney at the time, and we did a lot of partnering together. He sent me 12 listings in a calendar year. One referral source sent me 12 listings. So that is extremely powerful. So instead of having to, talk to everyone under the sun and market to everyone under the sun, I can be more efficient and spend more time. And guess what? He and I, we went to see the San Francisco Ballet together. We both enjoy the arts. We actually joined a performing arts board And we're on a board, on the same board, so we did really meaningful things together and got to enjoy, knowing each other professionally and personally, and sending each other incredible business over and over and over. And of course, I sent him a ton of business as well.
Yes.
So it's those kind of relationships that you're like, yes, this is exactly how I want to be doing business.
Yes. The personal aspect, that's something that's I don't think people I think people underestimate that piece.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to do business with someone, but to actually have an actual relationship with the person you do business with, like you said, you both have commonalities, whether it's baseball, engaging in the arts and things of that nature. You
Mm-hmm.
actually want to actually work with the people that you actually like.
Yes.
Because or too many times I've been in situations where I've worked with people who I absolutely didn't like at all. It's like I'm just counting down to the time I'm out of here and I can go home. But the beauty of what we do, like I said, we that not only do we get to pick and choose who we get to work with, but we actually got opportunity to build those relationships, build deeper relationships with those individuals. Which you would be in a position where it's like if I have this strong relationship with this individual, why would they look any elsewhere? Because if I'm sending you business and not only on the business side, but on the personal side, like we said, we hanging out, get a better understanding of each other and how I could actually help you out in your life in general. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
So thank you for touching
It's
on that.
it's so meaningful. And you know what? He came, when we lost my dad a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and Brian came to the services and took photos. His hobby is photography, and took some incredible photos for us to remember the event, the occasion. So it's far more impactful than just our business. It's our lives, and these people are really, we can create just incredible relationships, and those are the best. And that's what makes life rewarding, is having deep, meaningful relationships in our life. Just makes life enjoyable.
Yeah, especially for entrepreneurs, it's a lonely journey out there, especially in
It
the
can be. For sure.
it can be very lonely because not everyone in your family is going to be in agreement with what you do. For the most part, we're pretty much like, I don't want to say we're the outcasts in a sense, but pretty much what we're doing, we're the outliers in our families. So sometimes we can talk about certain things within business that they can't necessarily relate to. And so
Right.
it's good to have it's good to be able to be with like-minded people and be able to share those experiences with those people because they understand we understand the day-to-day and we understand the day-to-day and what we're going through on a daily basis, and just having those relationships in general just is everything, especially for me. I value my relationships extremely because there was a point in time where in the very beginning, I'm one of those kind of individuals, which I'm starting to get better at, where I like to stay to myself. I'm
Mhm.
introverted as well. I don't really like to talk to a lot of people. But if I'm going to be in business, you have to talk to people. No ifs, ands, or buts. And
Yeah.
so there was times where I want to share my experience with my mom or my wife or just family in general. But yeah, it just don't it just not the same as opposed to someone that actually does the same thing that you do. So over time, I've been able to acquire those relationships and been able to maintain them over the years. So definitely understand. Um, let's talk about public speaking. Now, I know
Okay.
that's something that's you're well versed in. I did. I think the first time last year was actually my first year where I did public speaking. I did spoke at 3 events. I was nervous as hell. Butterflies galore. The very first event I spoke at was what was that? I can't think of that event. Which one was? A good friend of mine. Her name is Shanice. She had an event called the CEO Wellness Event, and the event was geared around your mental health, how to just be mentally engaged as an entrepreneur, and not just beating yourself up, and just surrounding yourself with great people. And in that event, I had a speech prepared, but man, I was totally nervous. I think that was I had the shortest speech out of everyone, right? But after that event, I did 2 more events after that, and after that, I feel like I got better and better, and I started to get more confident in myself. And I think public speaking is something that most entrepreneurs, because at some point, if you seeing some success in your business and you're actively promoting yourself, at some point you're going to be approached about public speaking,
Mhm.
right? You may be asked to speak on a particular topic that you're an expert in, and if you're someone like yourself, you're a business coach. I have an online program as well. If you're going to be teaching these things, you want to at least have people know. You want to at least be able to speak as an expert on these topics and other people in front of other people that's interested. My question is, for the people that's afraid to go out there and speak in front of 5 to 10 people, can you talk about why the benefits of public speaking for, like I said, for business owners, entrepreneurs in general?
Absolutely. So, getting the opportunity to be in front of an audience, whether it's 5 or 500, it puts you in a position of authority.
Mm,
Just by being the speaker, there is a presumed, ability and expertise that people just automatically expect. If you're the speaker, you are the expert. So it is huge impact on your credibility in your expertise. So that is the biggest thing. And then, of course, as business owners, we want to get in front of more people. So being able to speak, to many people at one time gives our business more exposure, which creates more opportunity.
yeah,
So I would say those are the top two reasons. And then a third reason is it is incredible the personal development. I always say that owning a business is a personal development journey, right? We grow so much as people. And one of the things that overcoming those nerves that you overcame and doing and actually doing that speaking event, you accomplished something and you built your confidence and you built your self-worth. And so there is that personal development piece that also happens when you are accomplishing something that is challenging. So that there's so many benefits from being able to speak.
I would definitely encourage anyone that's listening to at least do it just once to see how it goes. I would say for me, it was like I said, I was extremely nervous. I think, and other thing you said, when you're in business, there's much more. There's a lot of personal development that has to take place because the person you are now. The person you are now, you're going to have to at least continue to get better at least 1% each day.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, public speaking, yes. Very scary in the beginning, but like I said, if you do a couple of events, it's going to pan out for you in the long run. Before we wrap up,
Sure.
a question that I always like to ask my guests is, within the next 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourself in your business? Where do you see your business going?
Oh, that's very exciting. So a few things. I'm of course always looking to grow personally as well as professionally, and I would like to grow my team. So I'm looking to, hire, so I have more staff to support me, as well as I'm also working on writing a book, so I can be a published author and be able to share what I know with more people and give them another resource and tool to use for their business. And get on more stages, as we say in the business, to speak to more audiences and help more people who are looking to grow their business. They enjoy people and being a part of the community, and they care about others and they enjoy helping others, and they have an expertise and they want to help more people with that expertise. So the more people I can help them in their business so they can have a thriving business and lead that life that they imagined when they got into business for themselves. Just the more I can do that, the better I serve my purpose and my passion because I really believe in that. Professional services, business professional, and what they're looking to do to help their clients. So that's what I'm looking to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Publish Arthur. I'm waiting for that book to come out. I'm definitely excited for that. Maile, I appreciate you. I thank you for coming by to the Stamper podcast today. Just blessing us with your energy, just giving us words of wisdom for networking in general. How can the people get in touch with you? If a person want to join the program or they want to get some coaching, how can the people get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So I have a website. You can go to MaileCollmer.com. It's MaileCollmer.com. So I know my name is unusual, and I'm sure hopefully it'll be in the notes somewhere. But I also have free video tips. You can go to 52referraltips.com, 52referraltips.com, and sign up and get a video tip. They're by about 3 minutes each in your inbox every week, so you can have a little nugget. So on my website, there are, programs and things like that. And, connect with me on LinkedIn. Let me know that this is where you heard about me is through Faniel. And I'll connect with you on LinkedIn, and I'm on the other social media platforms as well.
Yes. Yeah. I'll make sure we have all your links in our YouTube under this description and under the show notes as well. Again, thank you so much for coming through to our podcast today. Before we wrap up, if you're listening to this on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel for much more notary educational content. Thank you again. Thank you to my guest, Maile, and we'll see you all next time.